Okay, so now I'm back and I'm going to show you guys the next step. Okay, so I showed you what I do when I'm boiling the chilies and getting them ready to go into the blender. I know it's darker, but I had to adjust the lighting because now that the sun is out, it is super bright in this house. And I had this light on and it makes it bright. So we are in a little bit of the dark, but it'll still work the same to show you what I need to show you. So now, let me bring you over here. In my pot are the chilies. They're done boiling. They're nice and soft, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna show you now what you need for the next step. Sorry about the noise. It's my coffee pot. It's actually, let me just shut it off because I already got my second cup of coffee. So I'm gonna show you what you need for the next step. You're gonna need salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, pickle juice, and I don't know if you can see this because of the way the packaging is, but menudo seasoning. So right now I am about to get my chilies scooped into the pot. And if you hear any extra noises, they're my children. Oh, and also you're gonna need just a little bit of water just in case you need to add in more liquid to the blender for your chilies. Let me get this, make sure you guys can see me. Whoa, almost lost you guys. Getting this added in. Son, no more cookies. No, no more cookies. And Mama's cooking right now. No, son, no more cookies. Stop pulling me, please. No more cookies. Ask Nene to get you a different snack. No more cookies. And the reason why I'm using 2 spoons is to help keep stuff from like falling everywhere. Now as you're putting this into the blender, you will see that some of the juice is coming out of the chilies and going into the blender. I'm trying not to make like a really huge mess. I already got to clean my cabinet, as you can see. Well, you can't really see from this angle, but I've got a little bit of chili juice on. Take him to the drawer to pick a snack. So I've got a little bit of juice in here, and I'm just gonna pour the rest of this into the blender. Let me make sure that I have enough room to do this without making a big old mess. So let me show you guys what I have to do. So I'm just gonna pour this in here. All right, now remember, that's all the broth and the chilies and the garlic and the onion. Okay? So now, let me get my spoon over here. Oh, just take that off. Okay. So now we're gonna add in some salt. And you do taste this as you blend it, like after it's blended, before you take it out. Please do taste it for seasoning. I mean, you can, blend it and do all of that, take it out, put it in the bowl, and still adjust the seasoning. So that's not a big deal, but just make sure you check for seasoning. You want it to have a nice flavor. Let me just open it this way. Pepper. And then Oh, and I forgot, you do need some cumin, so I will go over here and grab the cumin in a minute to put it in. So this is the menudo mix. Son, your sister's sleeping. Menudo mix, which I do need to buy more of this because I'm running low. You put it back in its bag. Now with the pickle juice, you only need a little bit, but that just helps cut down the pickle juice. Because of the vinegar in the pickle juice, it helps cut down on the acidity and the bitterness of the red chili. So I just added in some cumin. Let me show you guys. So this is the cumin that I am using. Oh, focus. There we go. I hope you can see that pretty good. There we go. Cumin. Okay. All right. And then, like I said, some pickle juice. So we're just gonna add some of this in here. On the top, not a lot. Well, I always say not a lot, but you do a little bit the first time you do it, and then you adjust it. All right, so now we're gonna get this lid on, and we're gonna get this blended. You're gonna blend it really well. You don't really want to see little pieces of the skin of the chilies. Now you are gonna strain this, so there will still be some, but a really great chili is nice and smooth. Just gonna let this go. And as you can see, as it's blending, as it's blending, that it has enough liquid in it. So this is what it looks like. And it's going to go, and I'm going to actually show you in the light what it's supposed to look like after it's done blending. So I am going to actually add in just a little bit of liquid. So now we're going to taste this. We just want to make sure the seasoning is right. Just because it's already in the blender, why take it out, dirty up the bowl, add in more seasoning. We just season it, blend it some more, then strain it into the bowl that it's going to go into. So give me a minute to get a spoon. So you just dip just a little bit. See? So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna make it so you guys can see pretty good. There we go. So this is the consistency right now. It sticks to the spoon. It's not drippy, which is really nice. Has good seasoning. Has really good seasoning. Now I want you to understand, you do not need to put too much seasoning in the chili, just because when we do the masa, which will be the next step after we get the meat together, I'm going to show you at the same time like how I do my meat and shred it all up, get the chili mixed in, and then I'm also going to show you after that the masa and how I do the masa. But first I'm going to show you the next thing, which is to strain this into a bowl. So I'm going to really quickly, I'm going to let you guys see me. Well, You don't need to see, but I'm gonna get this all put away and cleaned up, and then I'm going to bring my bowl over here and my strainer so you guys can see me strain it.
What are you making?
It's red chili. Can you, don't put that there because get your cup off this space because I'm using this space.
Sorry.
Okay, there's my bowl and my strainer. Oh, turn it off. Push that back. Okay. Let me set this down. Let me unplug the blender. Sorry, everybody. I have like a whole process that I do. Okay, so I need my spoon. All right, got my spoon, got my chili, and let me point you guys down so you can see the bowl as I do this. So right here on my bowl is my strainer, and all you're gonna do is pour this right through here, and I still have my pot nearby. So I'm gonna strain the chili. Oops, and I'm making a mess. I got a little bit in there, but it's okay. So you're just gonna gently push this through and get all of the, like there's still skins and stuff. Sometimes, I don't know for what reason, even if the chili is fresh, you still get a lot of like skin pieces, and then there's still a lot of seeds. So we're just straining this. And what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna get a cup of water, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but to make sure that I am maximizing and getting the maximum amount of chili from what's in here, I'm going to get some water just to run it through to get all the chili out. Son, please get out of the fridge. Are you getting more cheese? I hope you're eating the cheese. There you go. Stop screaming. You gotta stop screaming. You can't be screaming like that. Yeah, here. Yeah, scary. Here, here's your cheese. Go watch Mr. Bean. Here, go watch Mr. Bean quietly. Yes, Bean. All right, so I'm gonna just pour a little bit of water in here, and it's gonna help me strain the rest of this chili out from what's here in the strainer, all these bits and pieces. So you see, so now this is what I'm left with. This is like all the bits and pieces that are in there. So now I'm gonna repeat the process. I have a small strainer, so it's gonna take me a little bit, but yes. And then what you do with that is you can throw it away, but if you're into gardening, that would be a good thing to use, like for pulp. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but like to put it in your garden instead of just throwing it away. So yeah, so I'm gonna repeat this process a couple more times, probably like 2 more times. And you're gonna do this slow just because, you know, if you do it too quickly, you're gonna get all the pieces that you don't want in there. Then we're just gonna strain it and get all the stuff out. And it's coming out. It's a slow process. You can't rush this. Like, If you want nice, good chili, whether it's for tamales, enchiladas, or red chili, you really gotta be patient. And this is also good to like jar your red chili and have jars or bags even of red chili on hand in the freezer. So this does freeze up really well. I personally feel like red chili tastes better homemade than from a can. I buy the can just for convenience, just because, you know, it does take a little bit. You gotta have patience, and then, you know, I'm a mom. I have 5 kids, so sometimes my kids are like, mom, and I have to, you know, stop everything to just give them that love and attention that they're needing. All right, so now I'm gonna add in more water. So this is a task that if you have somebody there to like help you out, it's a good thing to have somebody. All right, and we're just gonna keep going with this. Now the spice level on this is perfect. It's a little bit spicy, but it's not like crazy spicy. So if you have children or even just family members in general who don't like spicy food or don't like it really spicy, but they'll eat spice, this is the green bag is perfect. So I'm gonna keep going with this. But yeah, the green bag is perfect. You know, it doesn't get really spicy. You know, the different color bags are different spice levels. So do remember that. But I always get the green one. Now one time I bought red chili pods from a vendor at a farmer's market, and it didn't have the level of spice, so I assumed that what I bought was mild. They were really hot, and it didn't matter what I did to cut the spice, you know, adding cream, adding more broth, adding vinegar, adding pickle juice, all of that, like it was still really hot. So, you know, you just got to be very mindful of what you're purchasing and ask, like if you get it from somewhere and it's not labeled of what the level of spice is, make sure you ask. Don't just buy it and assume, like I did, that it wasn't hot or wasn't very hot, because there was nothing I can do and I had to throw it all away. We couldn't eat it. Now, not all of this red chili that I'm making is going to be used in tamales, so some of it I will jar up, or actually, better yet, I'm going to just bag it because, you know, I got to save freezer space. But, and then when I need it for like enchiladas or anything, just take it out, defrost it, and there you go. So, and then I've got one more time of having to do this, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like in the bowl, like the consistency, which it's a very nice smooth consistency. See? I just make sure, and then I will run some water through the strainer one more time just to make sure I get all the chili that's on the outside into the bowl. So here's this. It's looking really good. And I'm making a big old mess on the floor. And then I just keep making a mess and putting stuff everywhere. Oh my Lord. I'm struggling just a little bit today. All right, this is the final sift. This is the final amount that's in here. It's very little, but I did get a good enough amount of homemade red chili out of this. So here we go. And then what you can do is to make sure you're getting all of the red chili out of the blender. I'm just gonna add, you know, some water to it and swirl it around. And just because, you know, you don't want to leave too much in there. So I got some water in there. I just swirled it around, and then I will, when I come to get all of the rest of this out, I will be throwing it through the strainer. And then voila, there you go. Now, some people feel that red chili is a little bit difficult to make. It can be, depending on the tools you have. But if you have the right tools, you can do it. Because like I said before, fresh red chili, there's nothing like it. Homemade, fresh made red chili is so delicious and just, it's so good. Alright, so now I have all my red chili strained, and now I'm going to show you guys the consistency so you know what it's supposed to look like. So there we go. And I'm going to just do a little quick scrape, make sure I get all of the goodness off the bottom of the strainer. Okay, let me carry this over here. I'm done with that. Let me stir this around. So because I did use a little bit of water, it is a little bit thinner. So let me show you. So initially, when we did this, it was thick still. But the more liquid you add, the thinner it gets. Okay? So I hope you're able to see what I'm talking about. Let me turn you some more. Okay. So you see right here in this bowl, this beautiful red chili, fresh made. And it's not hot, like it's not hot temperature wise. When I say hot, it's the temperature of it is not hot. It is like room temperature. Okay, this is what it looks like. Let me show you on the spoon. You see, I mean, it drips now, but it still coats the spoon really, really well. I hope you can see that. Let me come over here and show you. The spoon is nicely coated. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. See? Can you see that? Nicely, nicely coated. So this is what it looks like. Again, it's here in the bowl. Ooh, I'm kind of losing you guys a little bit, but it's okay. So this is my homemade red chili.